What's up, fishing buddies? Welcome back to the channel. This morning I was out here poking around in the garage and I found my original surf rod setup. I had it stuffed on top of a cabinet. I had it broken down. And I was looking for something else up there and I came across it and it just brought back some memories. And I was like, I remember when I got started with this thing, I was out there, I had a line in the water for under $100, you know? And don't tell my wife that, but it's gotten more expensive as time goes on. But I got started in this thing really, really cheap and caught a lot of fish. And it sparked the idea of, let me do a video, somebody who's new getting into this thing, what to grab at the tackle shop to get a line in the water and to catch some fish. Let's get it out there. This is my original setup. I got this reel. It's called a Throttle 40 series, which is basically like a 4000. I got this reel on a 50% off table at the tackle shop. I think I got it for like 22 bucks. This is a 9-foot Quantum Blue Runner. I think I picked up at Walmart. $20. I picked up some weights, some pompano rigs, some bait, and I was fishing. And I fished this same setup for probably 3 or 4 months before I got a little bit better rod, but still used this because now I had 2. Then I got a little bit better rod, still used this. Now I had 3 lines in the water. And I did that until basically I have 4 rods, 4 solid rods now that I use all the time. So this guy went on the shelf, but I think I'm breaking this guy back out. I had a lot of success with this. I caught a huge bull red on this, plenty of pompano. So you don't need this super expensive equipment to get started, you know? Let's go to the tackle shop. Let's look around. Let's see what we can find. Okay, so you walk into your local bait and tackle. You want to get a line in the water. First thing you're gonna need is a rod. So we're gonna find a combo. Usually all bait and tackles already have a surf rod combo set up, like a beginner series. We'll find one of those and we'll build from there. Okay, right here, as you see, they already have a surf rod set up. This looks like about a 9-foot surf rod. Already comes with a reel, already has line on it. This setup here is running, looks like there's a sale price on it for 70 bucks. So for 70 bucks, you got rod, reel, and line. That's cheap. That's gonna get you going. That's gonna get a line in the water, and that's gonna catch you some fish. Let's get this rod down and take a look at it. Oh. All right, guys, this is a 9-footer. 8 to 20 pound line capacity, Surf Series, Daiwa rod. The reel looks like a 6000 series. Yeah, 6000 Akuma. Probably I would say it has, because it's already set up, I would say it has about 20 pound mono on it. This is a good, sturdy beginner's rod. Really, you could keep using these. I know a lot of guys on the beach who've been surf fishing for years are still using these setups. They last as long as when you're getting home, you're using the hose. A light, you don't want to blast the reel with your water hose. Just a light shower to rinse all the salt off. These things will last forever. I have a similar setup as you've seen in the garage, and that thing, it's still going. I can still use that if necessary. This is a good, great beginner surf rod for 70 bucks. Now we need to outfit this thing to catch some fish. So, surf fishing, let's say, you know, spring is coming, you're going to be targeting pompano or whiting. I always go with a local pompano rig maker, just because they know the area and they fish the area. So I tend to lean towards their products. So here you have Salty's pompano rigs. They're already ready to go. There's a few different varieties of colors here. They're all going to be the same length and they'll all have the same size hook. So to get going, I would grab 3 of these. I would grab 1 of each color. And I can tell you more about that later. So now we have the rod, the reel, we have the line already on the reel, and we got the pompano rigs. We need some weights. All kinds of different varieties of weights down here. Personally, I use pyramid sinkers or Spudniks. So to get started, I would grab maybe 2 different size weights. I would go with a couple 3 ounce and a couple 2 ounce. That's it. Later, once you get comfortable casting the longer rods with those heavier weights on it, what you can do is grab you a few Spudniks to keep in your tackle. This will hold the line down in rough surf. So if you're throwing 3 ounce weights and you get a 3 ounce Spudnik, this Spudnik's gonna hold like a 5 ounce weight. It's still gonna have the same weight as far as casting, but it'll just hold in the sand. As you can see, it'll grip in the sand when there's rough surf, and it'll keep your line secure. I'd also suggest getting a small little tackle box just to keep your rigs in there and your weights to kind of keep it all together. Something like this, super small. You'll be able to lay your rigs in the package down in here. You throw your weights in here. That way you have everything together. So now we got rod, reel, line. We got the Salties Pompano rigs. We got a couple different size pyramid weights. We got the small tackle box to keep everything together. We need some bait. Surefire way to catch some pompano and whiting on the beach is with the fish bites. So to get started, I would grab 2 different flavors of fish bites. Personally, I would go with the sand flea, and I would go with the shrimp flavor. Everything eats shrimp. So these 2 packages will last you a long time. As long as you keep them sealed. What I do is when I get home, I seal them up and I have a garage refrigerator and I throw them in the garage fridge. Seems to keep them fresh and moist longer. Absolutely must have to get started in surf fishing. It's a sand spike. These are super cheap. This is $5. This will put this in the sand, rod it here after the line's out, and then you're chilling. You're chilling, you're waiting on a bite. That's one of the great things about surf fishing is you can kind of relax while you're doing it. There's 2 items you probably have in your garage. A small cooler and a chair. Neither one of these are absolutely necessary, but if you're keeping fish or even just for some snacks and some bottled waters, you want a little small cooler and a chair. Personally, I don't take a chair because usually I'm running 4 rods and that keeps me busy. I don't have time to sit down. When I do have a minute to sit down, I just sit on my cooler. But you should have those items in your garage. Small cooler and some kind of little beach chair. We're gonna get Angela to ring all this up so we get an accurate price on how much is this gonna cost you to get a line in the water.
With tax, you're looking at less than $130.
130 bucks. You're fishing. You got a line in the water. You're catching pompano. So you got your pompano rigs in the box. You got your weights in the box. Boom. You got your bait that can really go in your pocket. Your sand spike, and your rod and reel combo. Carry all this stuff in your hands down to the beach. You got your chair, if you're taking one, strapped over your shoulder. You really can put the baits and the weights inside the cooler. Rod and reel in one hand, sand spike in the other, and you're fishing. I did this same procedure for probably 6 months before I started upgrading. I caught big bull reds, I caught plenty of pompano. And I used to rake sand fleas. We'll get into that in another video. But I used to rake sand fleas with a landing net for my kayak because I just wanted some sand fleas and I didn't have the money to buy a rake at that time. So I was raking sand fleas with a landing net that came out of my kayak. So you can get going with this without dropping $500 to get started. This is a perfect example. 130 bucks. You're fishing. Pompano season is among us, boys. I hope that video was helpful, guys. Came back home. As you can see, it's not a lot of money to get this thing going. So something I thought about on the way home, another thing in the garage, grab a pair of pliers out of your garage, out of your toolbox. That'll help you get the hooks out of the fish when they're stuck in there really well. And watch my knot tying video, one simple knot for everything. That video will show you how to attach your pompano rig to your main line. That's two things I thought about when I was coming home. And then you'll see on the pompano rig where that weight, that pyramid weight, attaches to the weight, and you put the fish bites on the hooks. That's it. You're fishing. 130 bucks. Awesome. Out the door, line in the water. If this video was helpful, you guys hit me a like, subscribe, really helps out my channel. Check out my guided services at perditoblaine.com. You can find all my rates there. I offer military discounts. You guys, this has become a lifestyle for me. I love it. I want to share it with you. And I hope this video will get you out there and get you fishing. Till next time, guys.